Hi, and welcome to the Ask Dr. Angela podcast with everyone's favorite OBGYN, Dr. Angela Jones. Have you ever been too embarrassed or shy to ask your own doctor about your, girl parts? Well, you've come to the right place to get straight answers. Feel free to ask Dr. Angela anything women's health related. Obstetrics and gynecology? She keeps it real. Pregnancy? She's been there, done that. Menopause? She'll get you through. Young or old, Dr. Angela's got you covered, girl. Now here's Dr. Angela.
What's good, people? This is Dr. Angela, everyone's favorite OBGYN, and I would like to officially welcome you to episode 242 of the Ask Dr. Angela podcast. So, you know that I get these questions from everywhere. You guys send me emails, you direct message me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, but don't forget, I am still a regular OBGYN, and I tell you that to tell you this, I see a lot of patients, and I happen to see a really lovely young woman at the age of 65, and she came to see me this morning for an annual exam, and she said to me, "Oh my gosh, Dr. Angela, thank you so much for saving my vagina." And so, of course, I had like a big grin on my face. I'm like, "What do you mean? How did I save your vagina?" And she's like, "Remember the last time I saw you and I told you that I was having really painful intercourse, it was dry, and I told you that I had been using Vaseline for lubrication and you recommended some alternate forms of lubrication? Well, I took your advice and used some of those alternative recommendations and it worked. My vagina doesn't hurt anymore and my husband and I are having amazing sex." So of course I was really happy to hear this because she was really happy. And this is something that she had been dealing with for years. And I'm like, come on. You've seen me and your previous OBGYN for how long and you never bothered to tell anyone? It just so happened that I'm so nonchalant about everything that she felt comfortable enough to kind of disclose this information. So I thought, okay. And the other interesting thing that I learned from her is that apparently she's not the only one that thinks using, petroleum jelly for lube is cool or the right thing to do. Apparently there are tons of folks that feel the same way. And she said to me, it's not that someone specifically told me, but it's just something that I did and a lot of my friends do, and we thought that it was okay. So this is what I said to her. I said, just say no to the petroleum jelly. And I'll tell you, I am the biggest fan of petroleum jelly. I'm a black girl, and anybody that's black or colored or whatever you want to call it knows about petroleum jelly in the winter, moisturizing your skin. Your mama used to put it on your face real thick when it's cold outside. Put it on your lip. You'd be real shiny, but your skin would be soft, moist, and just supple. That's why I love petroleum jelly. But for the vagina, just not a good idea. For a couple of reasons. Number one, young folks aren't the only one that need to have safe sex. So if you're a senior and you're sexually active and you're, living in one of these senior communities that are very active, you need to be using condoms, and petroleum jelly weakens condoms. I know we're not worried about pregnancy, but we are concerned about STI prevention, so keep that in mind. The other thing is that using petroleum jelly in the vagina can predispose you to increased risk of infections like bacterial vaginosis. That's the infection when you have like that thin gray discharge and your vagina smells like fish. Yes, we all know what I'm talking about. So there you have it. Petroleum jelly, good for the skin, but not the vagina. Use it as a lubrication. There's a ton out there. If you have any questions, just reach out to me. I'll holler back at you. Thank you so much to my patient that shared this with me today. I was over the moon to see her so excited and, having found her groove. But it's okay to talk about these things. If you happen to have a question or a topic that you want featured in the podcast, if you're not a patient of mine, hit me up on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or you can go to my website, www.askdrangela.com. That's AskDrangela.com. Click on the question mark and submit an email. In closing, I would like to leave you with this. Abraham Lincoln once said, "I'm a slow walker, but I never walk back." I like that because I don't walk back either. When I'm done, I'm done. Thank you so much again for tuning into today's podcast. Until next time, look better, feel better, be better. Can't wait to reconnect on episode 243 of the Ask Dr. Angela podcast.
Thank you for listening to the Ask Dr. Angela podcast. For more information on women's health and the show notes for this episode, please visit Dr. Angela at www.askdrangela.com. While you're there, don't forget to leave your own message for Dr. Angela. See you soon! All of the information provided and discussed in this podcast is for educational and informational purposes only and should not take the place of consulting a physician. This podcast is not intended to diagnose, treat, or cure any disease or illness and does not and should not replace treatment from a medical professional.